walked out on his family 5 years ago and came back. But first, please meet Jackie and Lisa Lepsy. 17 years ago, this man walked out of their life. He was Jackie's husband and Lisa's dad. Jackie, what happened?
Well, one afternoon he just called me up and said, I'm going to go for a ride, Jackie, and that wasn't unusual. And he never came back.
Did they, he had a car? Did they find the car?
He had a company car. They found that at an airport about an hour from our home.
How long after did they find the car?
About 2 days.
Okay.
I had to wait 24 hours, you know, before I reported him missing.
Now, had he ever given you any hint or indication that he might do something like just disappear?
No.
None. When he left you, where were you? How old were you? How many children did you have? What was your life like?
Well, I was 33. I had 4 children from 7 to 13.
Whoa.
Yeah, hard.
I mean, and were you working?
Part-time, at our county courthouse.
Okay, when this man disappeared without any warning whatsoever, have you heard from him in 17 years?
No.
Have you had any trace or any clue or anything in 17 years?
No.
Disappeared off the face of the earth?
Exactly.
How'd you bring up the... And you're the daughter, one of the daughters, right?
My only daughter.
How old were you when this happened?
I was just turning 13, and so that was a really formative time in my life to lose somebody like that, so...
Why do you think he left?
Oh, we've talked about that, but we really don't know.
I personally think that he left because he got to the point in his life that he just couldn't handle it anymore. I think there must have been a breaking point, and for him, instead of putting a gun to his head perhaps or something, that was the point that he broke at and decided that that was the avenue to take.
Now, you know, I hate to say this, but it must occur to you that maybe he, you know, died or something.
Well, that did go through our minds also, but I really don't think he's dead.
You think he's out there?
I think he is.
I think he's alive. I have a lot of good feelings about that.
How have you survived as a woman with 4 kids and just a part-time income? I mean, it must be tough.
She's superwoman.
She has to be superwoman. She has to.
Well, I went back to college at 33.
Isn't that fabulous?
Resumed a career that I had terminated when I got married. And
of what?
Nursing. I'm a nurse.
Fabulous.
I'm a nurse.
That is
so, and it was a good job for me because I needed that involvement with people.
All right. Do you think that people say maybe the marriage wasn't any good, so maybe that's why he...
No, because if you were to poll all our dearest friends and family, they'd say we had a perfect marriage.
See, I keep trying to come back to why? Now, you're the one who wrote us the letter and asked us to do this show. Okay. What do people say if you're 14 years old? If your daddy dies, everybody is sorry for you.
Oh, people bring a dish to pass, and they're all there.
Yeah, yeah. But if your daddy just goes away, that must be a very hard thing for you.
I would tell people that he died because it was too hard to explain, and good friends that I had that I did tell, they made me the victim. You know, they made me feel like it must have been my fault. I must have been a terrible child. You know, my mother must not have been a good wife and mother, you know, those kind of things. So.
Kind of. All right. You asked us to do this. Will you look into that camera right there, and if you could talk to him, talk to him. You didn't know I was going to ask you to do it.
No.
Well, but you asked me, and I think that that's something maybe we ought to do.
Okay. I think I have one thing to say, and that's I still love you. Be very nice if you at least call, and I wish I knew why you did it. What great thing that we couldn't do together to solve whatever problem. I'd like to know. I'd just like to know for my own satisfaction.
Look into the camera and tell your dad. You asked me if I'd arrange that, and I'm going to arrange it.
I would tell him to please come home and end our agony. I don't want to die with this question. You know, I don't want to go to my grave wondering whatever happened to him. I feel I have a right to know.
No, you talk to him. I've already been talked to. Talk to him. Come on, Dad.
Over here.
Over here.
If you're there, please come home. All we want to know is where you went, what happened to you, and it doesn't matter what you've done. We still love you, and we'd still like you to come back.
Does that feel better?
Yeah.
You know what? Anything is worth a shot, isn't it?
I hope so.
Yes.
I hope so.
I truly
Thank
hope
you.
so.
Let me help you. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
What can you say to our guests?
I think that the most important thing is the theme that we've heard already. There's the element of hope, that it's so easy to give up hope sometimes, that people tell you to forget about it, to live for now, forget about that. And I'd say that's the wrong attitude, that you have to hope for this reunion. Look forward to that, because that's the thread that runs through all of these experiences.
We're going to take a break, and then we have some questions. Do you mind if I give you a hug?
Did any of your families ever consider having him declared legally dead so you could start your life over? And
We did that, but we did it mostly for financial reasons, which I think my mother could elaborate better on.
Yeah, I did that mainly because when you're left like that, you know, ordinarily a man and woman's name is on the mortgage, a man and woman's name is on the car, a man and woman's name is on this and that. If you don't do that, if I were to walk out in front of a truck had I not done that, my children would have been left with nothing, because there was no way for anyone to find him. And that's the only reason I did that.
We did not. We have never had my sister declared legally dead, and we won't.
Have either of you two?
Lisa, was there any indication, can you look back, was there any indication that your father was leaving? Did he do something special? Did he kiss you or hug you, or did he just walk out?
No, he was always very loving, excuse me, and that's, I think, why I was hurt so much, because here was this man who bought me Valentine's candy when he bought it for my mother, and brought me flowers and was sweet to me, and then he was just gone. I had no idea whatsoever. She didn't even tell us for a few days because she didn't know what was going on, and eventually she had to sit down and say, hey, I don't think your father's coming home again.
I thought you...
Well, I don't have a question, but I have a brother that's been missing for 44 years. Our family doesn't know what's happened to him.
Just never give up hope.
Don't ever
Right.
stop
Never give up
hoping.
hope.
Always,
Never stop.
always know that you're going to see him someday.
He left the house in May of 1941 one evening, and he never came back.
Don't ever give up hope.
See, that's one of the main reasons why I wrote the letter to Sally to begin with, because people hear all the time about missing children, and 46% of all the people who are reported missing every year are adults. And since the courts, the law, everyone feels that adults have the right to come and go as they please, no one looks, no one cares.
It's
No one-
finally coming to where people realize that adults...
Yeah. We were trying to decide whether these people know where they live in order to come back. I mean, Perry had to remember where he lived in order to come back. Let me show a picture, because we're going to do everything we possibly can. You've done your bit. This is Robert Lepsey, and Robert can get in touch with us, and we will do everything to put you in touch with the family. And if you see this man or you recognize him, you've got to allow that 17 years have passed. All you have to do is contact us. And this is a picture of Shirley Ann Fair and daughter Terry Lynn Smith. And this is obviously when she was a baby, and this is the mother. You get in contact with us. We will try. Thank you very much for letting us help you. And you're doing an organization that people can call into, and that's good, too.
Yes.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided